New tonight at 11, residents and community members concerned for the future of schools in Bibb County got to hear from the superintendent tonight at Vineville Academy during an information session hosted by the district. 41 NBC's Joy Dukes was there, and she joins us now. Joy.
Michael, right now there's a lot of uncertainty still with 3 schools the district is considering closing due to dwindling enrollment numbers. Well, tonight school board members and the superintendent got to hear from community members why those numbers aren't the only thing they should consider before closing down those schools. Low numbers inside classrooms at 3 schools in Bibb County have prompted a conversation about closing them down.
The recommendation is not to close schools at this time, but that could change based on the impact of charter schools that are going to be opening and how they would impact school populations.
Community members showed up in high numbers Tuesday night to defend the schools being considered at the district's 5-year facilities plan informational.
This board is not really focusing on the value of an institution beyond those numbers.
Riley, Brookdale, and L.H. Williams all on the list. But resident George Muhammad says institutions like L.H. Williams serve as more than just a school building to the surrounding community.
It's a gym for the Parks and Recreation Department. A lot of leagues, basketball leagues play there, football teams are training there, youth football. You have dance programs, you have a taekwondo program.
Good and substantive work is being done at the school, the 3 schools that are being targeted.
The district is anticipating losing around 1,500 students to budding charter schools over the next few years.
First consideration is what do we do to make sure that all children who come to our schools get the best educational result they can? And how do we do that?
Some residents like Monia Rutland fear that closing the schools would have a negative effect on its students.
The children. My concern is about the children. I have 3 children, 2 whom are in Bibb schools.
While others like Muhammad are concerned about how it'll impact surrounding neighborhoods.
All the other schools, too, have a very important role in their neighborhoods. And you have to look at what will happen to the area around Brookdale, as well as the area around Riley. What's going to happen to those neighborhoods?
But school board president Daryl Morton says their ears are open to the public.
Here's sort of the human side of it. Here's why this school is important to us. Here's why it's important to the community. Here's what I'm doing to try to support the school. And that's something you don't see on a spreadsheet.
Morton says they're taking all they heard and saw from residents Tuesday into consideration before they make a final decision. Again, no decision has been made yet concerning the school closures, but once the superintendent makes a recommendation, the school board will move from there. Morton says community feedback from tonight's meeting will ultimately play a role in what happens.
Enrollment numbers, utilization of classrooms, cost per student all play a role in the decision of whether or not to close schools down. The lower number of students, the higher the cost per student at a school may be. Thank you for that tonight, Joy.